Gold price is taking a bit of a hit on Wednesday, down 1.5%. Tim, is this the big deal? What's leading the sell-off here?
I think we're just seeing a bit of a sell-off, bit of a correction. I think the major reason today is what's happened in Germany, that the German Constitutional Court has ruled that the German state's loans to Greece and to Ireland and to Portugal are legal, and this I think has just taken a bit of the froth off gold.
So is that sort of a risk on out of the safety of gold into stocks trade? Is that what we're seeing?
A little bit, but again, I don't think it changes the fundamentals. The fact is that Europe has got major structural issues. Europe is dependent on Germany, and the German economy is actually not growing as fast as people thought.
Now, I want to hit on Asia really quickly. We were speaking about this before we got on camera, that overnight gold sold off about $50 in 5 minutes. Yep. This kind of volatility, is this a worry for investors who do want that safety for the long term?
Volatility on gold has obviously increased. However, it is still your ultimate safe haven, and we've seen gold trade up. This year we've seen it trade from the mid 1300s all the way up to 1900 plus. So I think its safety role has not changed. Volatility increases, obviously, the higher it goes.
Do you think it's going to shake some investors out of gold or make them scared to own it and they go to other safe havens instead? I
think actually the opportunities for other safe havens are actually slightly smaller than they were. If we've seen what's happened with the Swiss franc in the last few days as well. So whereas the Swiss franc has been deemed to be a safe haven, people look at things like land, property investing and things like that, but nothing is quite as liquid as gold. So tying your money up in something like that, you don't have the liquidity that gold gives you.
Now, ETF Securities obviously has a lot of physically backed ETFs. You want specifically geared towards gold. Are you noticing any investors worried about this kind of volatility and how to protect themselves?
No, and it's interesting actually, I'm just touching on what's been going on with us, that we're seeing more inflows into platinum. And I think the reason why we're seeing inflows into platinum is because platinum generally trades at a higher price than gold. So I think the traders are looking more at platinum than they actually are at gold.
Meaning for a safety trade or just for cash flow? I
think for cash, that basically you see that gold has been going higher and higher and higher, and platinum hasn't been keeping up. And gold has actually been, has surpassed gold a few times, and therefore people are piling into platinum thinking that it's going to have that slightly larger uplift than gold.
Are you noticing any rotation out of gold, especially these record high prices?
Not really, no, we're not. We're not seeing many sellers of our products.
And I guess my last question is, if we do see this increased volatility, are you expecting investors to kind of dump and run gold along with it, especially if we see some more margin hikes when we see these 1-2% moves per day?
I honestly don't think so. I think one doesn't want to sound like a broken record, but inflation, and we still have major structural issues within the global economy. President Obama is speaking tomorrow, hopefully about jobs creation and things like that. But there's a lot of uncertainty out there, and while the uncertainty remains, gold will be one of the trades.
All right, thanks so much, and I appreciate it. So gold going to just shake off the sell-off we're seeing today?